You're listening to WOTP 23.5.73, broadcasting from the United States, Germany, and Korea to all around the world. Welcome to episode 166 of This Week in Perfect Team, with your host, DishNet34. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. DishNet34 here, welcoming you to This Week in Perfect Team, episode number 166, the early eras and new Tony rewards. We welcome you all in from the comfort of your own homes, right near your own radio. And welcome in to the show. We have a great content set for you tonight. We're going to go back in time tonight. Oh man, I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna drop the voice. Y'all would get annoyed by that so darn quick. How's it going, everybody? DishNet34 welcoming you to tonight's episode of This Week in Perfect Team, episode number 166. I'm just gonna go ahead and drop the sepia. It was fun while it lasted, folks. It was fun while it lasted. You know, I had to play the theme. I had to play it with the theme. Yeah, I didn't keep the sepia off the hat. But I am keeping the hat for tonight. Definitely keeping the hype. Oh, man. Oh, man. So how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? We have a great set of content for you tonight. Oh, man. You know what? I'll keep the voice when I'm saying the names. We'll go from there. My wife heard you and almost made me go in another room. Oh my goodness. But you know what? We got some great cards for you tonight. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. Hopefully y'all having a great week so far. All that good stuff. Best Swift ever. Yeah, definitely the outfit for the PTCS. If I want to roast in my office the whole darn time, because it's like, it gets super hot in my office, so I don't want to wear this for too long, but you know what? I'm going to wear it for as long as I need to. But anyways, let's get right to the content tonight. Oh man, we got some great cards for tonight. So it'll be Winter by PTCS, yeah. Office? Yeah, Office. Office sounds about right. Alrighty, let's get going here. We're gonna start with a look at the Perfect League standings as of 8:30 p.m. today. We have some great races going on in Perfect League right now. We have the New Orleans Crescents, Hockessin Penguins, and Seattle Aftershocks in a three-way tie for first place as of 8:30 p.m. in the AC East tonight. My goodness, what a race that's all at. 53 and 48 record. Absolutely insane. 5.5 games back is the Riverside Baseball Furies as well. Hockessin. Okay, gotcha, great Scott. Over in the AC Central, it's the San Angelo Warbirds with an 8-game lead over the baseball team in the AC Central. And then over in the AC West, we have the NAFO Fellas with a 55 and 46 record. First place in that division. 6 games over the Massachusetts Master Batters. And then in the AC Roof division, we have the Like Hell I Snore Storm at 57 and 42, 1.5 games up on the York Dragons in that division right now. However, Like Hell I Snore has lost 3 in a row. Over in the National Conference, we have the Boston Americans in first place with a 57 and 42 record, 6 games up on the usual suspects. And then in the NC Central, we have the Puyallup Vikings at 64 and 35 with a 14 and a half game lead over the Hartford Dark Blues. Oh my goodness gracious. Number 1 record in Perfect League right now, Puyallup Vikings. And then in the NC West, we have the Crozet Storm Kings in first place with a 57 44 record. 2 games up on the Maryland Fireplaces and the Cheeto Cheetahs. And then finally in the NC Maze division, we have the Chicago Redline Hustlers at 61-39. 6 games up on the Star City Emerald Archers in that division. Plenty of quality teams right now in Perfect League. Should be some fun races going down to the wire. And we will see who will be making the championship on Sunday night. Tune in Sunday night for the next edition of the Perfect League World Series, starting somewhere between 6 and 7 or so here on twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. All right, so there's a look at how Perfect League is doing right now. Let's look at some cards, folks. And we are going to start off with our limited edition cards tonight. And we're going to start off with 100 copy, 66 overall, Roger Bresnahan from the 1907 New York Giants. Very interesting card here. We have 49 BABIP, 44 power, 72 avoid K, 55 contact, 52 gap power, and 93 on the eye. A little bit better against lefties than he is against righties, but there's not that much of a gap between the two sides here. Eye is pretty good on this card, straight up. 96 eye against lefties, 92 eye against righties. The avoid K, not bad as well. 73 avoid K and 72 on the avoid K against righties. Defensively, catcher ability at 67, catcher arm at 68. There's a 65 at catcher and a 46 at first base. It does make it a little bit of an interesting card, DA. I definitely agree with you. The eye definitely makes this card very intriguing limited edition card. In terms of speed, stealing, and base running, he has 62 speed, 74 stealing, and 87 on the base running. No center field, unfortunately. No, not with this card, no. Anyway, in 1907, Roger Bresnahan hit 253, 380, 360 with 4 homers, 38 RBI, and 3.3 wins above replacement. But this year, for the New York Giants, Roger Bresnahan experimented with protective gear and was actually criticized for using shin guards back when, protective equipment for catchers just really wasn't a thing. It just wasn't a thing. Let's see. Yeah, he experimented with it on opening day in 1907. He actually used shin guards that were worn in cricket during spring training and debuted them on April 11th. And according to the Wikipedia page for Mr. Bresnahan, it says fans used to seeing catchers play without protective equipment threw snowballs on the field, and without police at the game, umpire Bill Clem called off the game, with the Giants forfeiting to the Philadelphia Phillies. All because of freaking shin guards. Just absolutely crazy how stuff was back in the day. But as we all know now, catcher protective gear, very much common nowadays. So there you go. Roger Bresnahan from the 1907 New York Giants in Perfect Team 23. All right, so there's your 100 copy LE of the evening. Let's go to our first 25 card LE of the evening. And we have 1949 Bobby Thompson from the New York Giants. Another Giants card, man. There's a lot of Giants cards. Just 2 cards in. Just 2 cards in. But look at this card right here. 99 overall card right here. 64 BABIP, 93 power, 87 avoid K, 91 contact, 89 gap power, and 67 eye. Look at the splits against lefties with this one right here. 65 BABIP, 104 power, 89 avoid K, 97 contact, 94 gap, and 71 eye. He can play third, he can play left, he can play center. Some pretty darn good stuff right here. Defensively, not bad. 57 infield range, 57 errors, 72 arm, and 53 turn double play. In terms of the outfield defense, 89 range, 72 error, and 79 arm in the outfield. The speed, stealing, and base running, a little bit on the mess side. 36 speed, 74 stealing, and 55 on the base running. Now, in the 1949 season, don't know why it says 1907. I must have just forgot to change the year on that. 309, 355, 518 on the season. 27 homers, 109 RBI, 44 walks to 45 Ks on the year. So very much a disciplined hitter. You know, he walked a little bit, didn't strike out as much. Not bad. He was an all-star in 1949, received some MVP votes, and his 6.5 wins above replacement was the most in his career for a single season. And EVC with some facts in the chat. Bobby Thompson, born in Glasgow. Pretty cool stuff right there. Vin must have called that shot. You know what? He might have been around during that time. He might have. But you know what? Real quick. Big, like Vin Scully passed away earlier this week. And, you know, when I heard the news, it was like, just kind of devastating, man. Because, I mean, he was pretty much the best baseball announcer there ever was. All right. Like, the stories he could tell during a game, the way he would seamlessly integrate those with the game he was calling, just absolutely superb. Wonderful voice, wonderful guy. Rest in peace, Vin Scully. And yeah, Vin Scully was not on that call. That is true. But anyway, Bobby Thompson from the 1949 Giants, requested by Nickel G, one of the winners of the Johnny Mize contest from Perfect Team 22. All right, so there's Bobby Thompson. And let's go to our final 25 card LE of the evening. And it is 100 overall, Kyle Seager from the 2016 Seattle Mariners, requested by Tommy Hoogie. 62 BABIP, 79 power, 79 avoid K, 82 contact, 85 gap, and 65 on the eye. Defense, not bad. 81 range, 86 error, 112 arm, and 71 on the turn double play. A little bit better against righties than he is against lefties. 88 gap power, 80 power, 81 avoid K, 83 contact, 66 eye. Not bad. Not bad. 2016 season for Kyle Seager, pretty good. 278, 359, 499 on the slash line. 30 homers, 99 RBI, 6.7 wins above replacement. Received votes for MVP in this 2016 season. Probably one of his best seasons. Highest single season WAR and OPS plus on the season. Speed, stealing, and base running, a little bit meh. 45 speed, 74 stealing, and 65 base running as well. All right, so there you go. Kyle Seager from the 2016 Seattle Mariners is in Perfect Team 23. Alrighty, so there you go. Those are your LE cards, and this was actually, if I look at my notes correctly, this is actually the final card that was final LE 25 card that was requested by the community from the Johnny Mize contest. So any LE 25s in the future, not requested by people. So there you go. So there we go. Kyle Seager. Let's move on to some more content. And we're going to take a look now. We had the tournament refresh. They had the tournament refresh this week with plenty of new tournament reward cards. And we wanted to show off a few of them to you, just in case you haven't seen a whole lot of them. And let me tell you, folks, there are some bangers in this tournament reward set. pretty good stuff. Let's take a look and see who some of these new tournament reward cards are. And we are going to start off, as soon as I get to my notes here, and we're going to start off in the silver ranks. And we start off with peak Justin Turner from the LA Dodgers, 76 overall card right here. 75 BABIP, 64 power, 87 avoid K, 89 contact, 95 gap power, and 62 on the eye. Better against lefties than he is against righties. 75 BABIP, 70 power, 87 avoid K, 91 contact, 97 gap, and 73 on the eye. And he can also hold his own against righties as well. A lot of green and teal on that as well. 87 avoid K, 88 contact, 94 gap power. Defensively, a little bit on the mess side when it comes to playing second and third. 54 range, 72 errors, 71 arm, 71 on the turn double play. So the arm, not bad for third base. Could be a little bit better, ideally, but, you know, it's not terrible for Justin Turner. Better beard than Kyle Seager, I will say that. 22 speed, 80 stealing, and 51 base running. And his career, as of Wednesday, 288, 365, 465 with 159 home runs and 636 RBI. He was an all-star in 2017 and 2021. And just so y'all remember, this guy's pretty good for the Dodgers, but he was non-tendered by the Mets after the 2012 season. Just saying. So there you go, Justin Turner, peak card from the Dodgers in Perfect Team 23. Next up in the silver ranks, we have Hod Lisenby from the 1927 Washington Senators as a tournament edition card. 73 stuff, 81 movement, and 63 control on this card. Not a bad silver pitcher right here. 72 curveball, 72 fastball, 82 curveball, and 68 on the changeup. 90 stamina and 69 on the hold runners. That's pretty hot? You mean that's pretty, hod. 1927. He went 18-9 with a 3.57 ERA, 1.14 ERA plus in this season. 105 strikeouts in 242 innings pitched. Had a 2.96 FIP in his rookie season at age 28 in here. But this was really his only good season. He did not have an ERA under 4.4 for the rest of his career. So pretty much kind of a one season really good kind of guy. But you know what? Not bad. Hod Lisenby, 1927 Washington Senators in Perfect Team 23. Alrighty, next up, we're going to go to the gold ranks. And we'll show off Money Ruel, catcher from the Washington Senators. A peak card right here. 62 BABIP, 8 power, 89 avoid K, 64 contact, 74 gap power, and 76 eye. Look at that bunt indeed. 98 sack bunt and 95 on the bunt for hit. And look at the splits against lefties here. 64 BABIP, 8 power, 100 on the avoid K, 69 contact, 69 gap power, and 85 on the eye. So you're losing a little bit of gap power between lefties and righties with this guy. Little bit less gap power against lefties than he is against righties, but you're also getting a little more eye against lefties and against righties. So interesting stuff right here for Mr. Ruel. And the catcher defense, look at that. 92 catcher ability and 75 on the catcher arm. 45 speed, 60 stealing, and 52 on the base running. Money Ruel, pretty decent career. 275, 365, 332 on his career slash line. Was not a home run hitter whatsoever. Only 4 home runs, but 536 RBI in how many seasons? 19 seasons from 1915 to 1934. 1,242 career hits, played for Washington, the Yankees, the Red Sox, or was it the Red Stockings? Not sure. The Tigers, the Browns, and the White Sox in his career. So there you go. Money Ruel, peak card from the Washington Senators, is in Perfect Team 23 as a tournament reward card. All right, our next player, we go back to the pitching mound, and we have 88 overall, Bill McGee from the 1938 St. Louis Cardinals. 69 stuff, 109 movement, and 63 control. Look at the movement on this guy. Goodness gracious. 104 movement against lefties, 114 movement against righties. Fastball, curveball, sinker combo, 81 stamina, and 25 on the hold runners. Definitely throws a heavy ball. So heavy. 1938, though. Bit of a losing record for what it's worth. 3.21 ERA, 7-12 record, 4.3 strikeouts per 9, 3.3 walks per 9, but only gave up 4 home runs in 216 innings pitched. Led the National League in FIP and homers per 9, and had a career high in wins above replacement this year. And he's a fly ball pitcher too, so that could help keep some balls in the yard. Most definitely. So there you go. Bill McGee from the 1938 Cardinals in Perfect Team 23. Moving on, we have Jack Clark, right fielder from the San Francisco Giants Tournament Edition card. Part of this new tournament set. 53 BABIP, 106 power, 63 avoid K, 80 contact, 98 gap power, and 109 on the eye. My goodness, what a low diamond card this is. 54 BABIP against lefties, 111 power against lefties, 74 avoid K against lefties. This guy will seriously give left-handed pitchers a heck of a lot of trouble. 116 gap power, 125 on the eye. Holy crap. Now, defensively, a little bit limited. 54 range, 60 error, and 88 on the arm. Can play right field, can also play first base if you so choose. But in Jack Clark's career, from 1975 to 1992, 267, 379, 476 on the slash line, 340 career home runs with 1,180 RBI, led the NL in walks 3 times in 1987, 89, and 1990, was a 4-time All-Star and 2-time Silver Slugger. There we go. Jack Clark from the San Francisco Giants in Perfect Team 23 as a tournament reward. Alrighty, next up in the diamond ranks, we have Prince Fielder from the Milwaukee Brewers peak card. My goodness, look at the power on this guy. 65 BABIP, 105 power, 84 avoid K, 96 contact, 87 gap power, 76 eye. Nachos rating, definitely a 128. 106 power against righties, 101 against lefties. This guy, man, I tell you, if he didn't have that neck issue toward the end of his career, who knows how many more home runs he would have hit. Hit 283, 382, 506 in his career, 319 homers, and 1,028 RBI for the Brewers, the Tigers, and the Rangers. With the Brewers, he was the youngest player in National League history. I believe this was the 2006 season right here, to hit 50 home runs in a season. Just absolutely nuts. First base, defensively, it's not bad. Has a 70 position rating out there, 41 range, 68 error, 37 arm, and 41 on the turn double play. So there you go. Prince Fielder peak card from the Brewers is a tournament reward in Perfect Team 23. Moving on to 95 overall, second baseman Placido Polanco tournament edition card. Placido Polanco from your Detroit Tigers. 72 BABIP, 53 power, 98 avoid K, 85 contact, 70 gap power, 55 I. A solid defender at second, third, and short. 86 range, 96 error, 64 infield arms, 76 on the turn double play. Probably best to play him at second base, but not a bad card right here. 35 speed, 77 stealing, 56 on the base running. Played for, 15 seasons from 1998 to 2013. 297, 343, 397 with 104 career homers and 723 RBI. Played for St. Louis, Philadelphia, Detroit, and Miami. Was a two-time All-Star and three-time Gold Glover. Former Mud Hen as well. So there you go. Placido Polanco from the Detroit Tigers, second baseman, is a tournament reward in this round of Perfect Team 23. And then we go to Blake Trinan from the 2018 Oakland A's. 91 stuff, 111 movement, 74 control. Not bad, not bad. A lot of movement on this guy. 119 movement against right-handed pitching. My goodness. Fastball, slider, changeup, and sinker combo as well. Ken can also throw 98 to 100 miles per hour, but man, he is certainly splitty toward right-handed batters. Had 68 games in this 2018 season for the A's. Pretty much his breakout season. .78 on the ERA, a 1.82 FIP, 11.2 strikeouts per 9. He was an all-star this year, finished 6th in AL Cy Young voting, 51% ground ball rate. Pretty good stuff. 158 batting average against. So there you go. Blake Trinan from the 2018 Oakland A's is in Perfect Team 23 as a tournament reward. All right, and then we have a few perfects from the tournament reward section to show off. And our first one is Roger Connor, peak card from the New York Giants as a tournament reward. 92 BABIP, 73 power, 84 avoid K, 105 contact, 105 gap power, and 95 on the eye. Whoo, buddy. This is a solid card right here. Not a lot of splits to be had. Just solid splits on either side of the plate. Well, at least facing either hand versus lefty or versus righty. First base, 98 rating. Can also play a tiny bit of third base. 67 range, 88 error, 60 arm, and 50 on the turn double play. Then in terms of speed, stealing, base running, pretty good stuff. 93 speed, 96 stealing, and 92 on the base running. 316, 397, 486 on his career slash line. 138 homers, 1,323 RBI, and 244 career stolen bases. And he was the guy that had the home run record when Babe Ruth broke it back when he played. Some pretty good stuff right there. So there you go, Roger Connor. Peak card from the Giants is a tournament edition reward. Apparently he's in a tournament right now, so as a reward. So find that tournament, sign up for it, all that good stuff. All right, and our next tournament reward card is Shoeless Joe Jackson from Cleveland, left fielder. 95 BABIP, 66 power, 100 avoid K, 111 contact, 106 gap power, and 75 on the eye. Very good against righties here. A little bit better against them than he is against righties. 96 BABIP, 66 power, 101 avoid K, 112 contact, 108 gap, and 75 on the eye. Yeah, I know they're not in tourneys this week. I was just talking about the Connor card. Can play left, he can play center, he can play right. Decent stuff right here. Yeah, these are just cards that you will see in this tournament edition, in this next tournament edition set. So, there you go. And in perfect drafts. 66 speed, 76 stealing, and 71 base running as well. 98 on the sack bunt, 100 on the bunt for hit. And in his career, he went 356, 423, 517 at the plate, 54 homers, 792 RBI. Had 168 career triples, so pretty good stuff there. 202 stolen bases. Won the 1917 World Series. Second in MVP in 1913 as well. So there is Shoeless Joe Jackson. And our final tournament edition reward that we wanted to show off to you tonight as part of this new tournament wave of tournament cards is Old Hoss Radbourn. The man, the myth, the legend himself. 81 stuff, 102 movement, 96 control. Very good against righties with that 88 stuff, 104 movement, 97 control against righties. Fastball, screwball, changeup, sinker, and knuckle curve combo. 110 stamina, 25 on the hold runners. Old Hoss, man. What more can you say about this guy? 310 and 194 career record, 2.68 ERA, 1,830 strikeouts, won 60 games in the 1884 season with a 1.38 ERA and 441 strikeouts, won the Triple Crown in the pitching categories. But he wasn't just a pitcher. He could also play right field a little bit, and he could swing the twig a little bit too. Just a tiny bit though. 64 BABIP, 36 power, 66 avoid K, 64 contact, 36 gap, and 44 I. Outfield range, you really don't want to put him too much in the outfield. 52 range, 51 error, and 56 on the arm. 60 speed, 66 stealing, and 63 on the base running as well. Yeah, he can play both pitcher, and he can hit a little bit too. So there you go. He hit 235, 283, 281 on his career. A lot better than some pitchers nowadays. And he had 26 stolen bases between 1886 and 1891, so he can steal a few bags here and there. All right, so there you go. Old Hoss Radbourn in Perfect Team 23 as a tournament reward card. All right, folks. Now it's the moment you've all been waiting for. That's right, it is the Early Eras Packable set. Some notable folks from the early eras of baseball. I tell you, there's gonna be some interesting cards in here tonight that I hope you all enjoy. So let's go ahead and get started, and we start off we're gonna go straight to the gold ranks. We're going to start with 81 overall, Cannonball Titcomb from the New York Giants peak card right here. 78 stuff, 87 movement, and 58 control. Very much better against lefties than he is against righties. 84 stuff, 93 movement, and 62 control against lefties. 110 on the stamina, 64 on the hold runners. Now, in his career, from 1886 to 1890, he went 30 and 29 with a 3.47 ERA, 283 strikeouts, and 528 and 2/3 innings pitched. His actual name, well, when you look on Baseball Reference, you're not going to type in Cannonball Titcomb, and you're not going to get like Cannonball Titcomb as a name. You're going to get a guy named Liddell. And that's one heck of a name as it is. Career highlight for Mr. Titcomb, he went 14 and 8 with the 2.24 ERA in 1888 and helped win the 1888 World Series. So pretty good stuff right there for Mr. Cannonball Liddell Titcomb from the New York Giants. So yeah, we're going back. We're going back a ways for these cards tonight, folks. All right, let's move on to our next card, and we have second baseman Bid McPhee from the Cincinnati Reds. 82 overall card here, 66 BABIP, 48 power, 70 avoid K, 69 contact, 90 gap power, and 77 on the eye. slightly better against lefties than he is against righties. 67 BABIP, 50 power, 71 avoid K, 71 contact, 94 gap, and 80 I against southpaws. 71 range, 81 error, 51 arm, and 89 on the turn double play. 84 speed, 86 stealing, and 85 base running as well. That's not bad. Not bad. Not a bad runner. Defensively, it's not terrible. But certainly, you know, not as good as you would want to have as a second baseman. But for a gold ranking card, it's not bad. In Mr. McPhee's career from 1882 to 1899, hit 272, 355, 373, 53 homers, and 1,072 RBI. Now, probably the reason why his defense isn't as great as it should be is because he was the last second baseman to play without a glove in his career. So yeah, probably needed a little leather on the old bare hand there. Career 107 OPS plus at the plate and had 568 stolen bases. So this guy could definitely steal quite a few bags in his lifetime. So there you go. Bid McPhee from the Cincinnati Reds in Perfect Team 23. Alrighty. Next up on the roster for tonight, we stay in the gold ranks and we are going to Mickey Welch, right-handed starter peak card. Pretty interesting stuff here. 73 stuff, 86 movement, and 67 control. A lot better against righties than he is against lefties, with 78 stuff, 92 movement, and 69. Some pretty nice control there. Fastball, curveball, changeup combo, a 110 stamina. And the hole runner's not quite good at a robust 6. But in Mickey Welch's career, he was a very dominant pitcher. 307 and 210 in his career, 2.71 ERA with 1,850 strikeouts. Had 44 wins in the 1885 season. Two-time World Series champion and third all-time in wild pitches. That's a lot of wild pitches, so definitely have a defensive-minded catcher if you're playing this guy. So he doesn't throw too many wild ones. So there you go. Mickey Welch played most of his career, if I can look up the baseball reference page just right quick. So he played mainly for the Troy Trojans in the National League. And then the rest of his career played for the New York Gothams and the New York Giants. So, not bad. Not bad. So there's Mickey Welch is in Perfect Team 23. Let's move on to our next card. And whoo, Nelly, look at this one right here. George Davis. Peak card from the Chicago White Sox. Whoo, Nelly. 78 BABIP, 53 power, 84 avoid K, 85 contact, 104 on the gap power, 77 on the eye. A little bit better against righties than he is against lefties, but probably can still hold his own a little bit against southpaws. He can play third, he can play short, he can play center field as well. Don't know if he's 100% a shortstop though, to be honest, with the 72 range, 86 error, 64 arm, and 97 turn double play. Center field wise, not sure if he's really a center fielder either. 78 range, 71 error, and 76 arm, but still maybe a fairly serviceable bat in the gold ranks, most definitely. Could definitely be a little bit maybe of a utility guy too. Speed, stealing, and base running, not bad either. 80 speed, 87 stealing, and 83 on the base running. 102 on the sack bunt, 100 on the bunt for hit. So this guy can definitely bunt quite a bit. In George Davis's career, he hit 295, 362, 405 with 73 home runs and 1,440 RBI. He was a two-time World Series champion and one of the most fascinating stories that I read about George Davis, doing some research on this guy. So in his career, on their way to practice at the Polo Grounds on April 26th, 1900, George Davis, along with his teammates Kid Gleason and Mike Grady, actually stumbled upon a tenement fire in the area. So the players, they rushed into the building and rescued 2 women and a 3-year-old child. So they saved lives during this fire, which unfortunately left 45 families homeless. Davis was quoted as saying, "I didn't do much. I just went up the ladder the same as the rest of the boys and helped to carry down women and children. I didn't do half as much as Grady and Gleason." But you know what? He did a pretty cool thing helping out on that. So there you go. George Davis from the Chicago White Sox in Perfect Team 23. Next up, we have Ernie Lombardi, catcher card, peak card from the Cincinnati Reds. 59 BABIP, 78 power, 96 on the avoid K, 84 contact, 76 power, and 57 I. Some interesting splits on this card. So you're getting a little bit more power, a little bit more contact, a little bit more gap power, and a little bit more I against lefties. But if you play him against righties, you're definitely not going to see him strike out as much as he will against lefties. So some interesting splits here on this card. Defensively, not terrible. Has a cannon for an arm behind the plate. 62 catcher ability and 93 on the catcher arm. Career from 1931 to 1947. He hit 306, 358, 460 with 190 home runs, 990 RBI as well. He was an 8-time All-Star in his career. MVP in 1938. He won the 1940 World Series with the Reds and was a 2-time batting champ. And according to our good buddy Gorgo in the chat, he has a statue in front of Great American Ballpark catching Joe Nuxhall's pitching with Frank Robbie up at the plate. Frank Robinson, I do believe that is. So pretty cool stuff. Not a bad card here. Ernie Lombardi. Not a bad gold card from the Cincinnati Reds in Perfect Team 23. Alrighty, next up on the list, let me scroll down a little bit. Ooh, all right, we got another interesting card here for you. We got Chuck Klein, peak card from the Philadelphia Phillies. 59 BABIP, 92 power, 87 avoid K, 87 contact, 97 gap power, and 61 on the eye. Definitely a guy you would definitely want to play against righties. Not necessarily against lefties, but man, that is a split right there. 97 power, 91 avoid K, 90 contact, and 91 gap power against righties. But you're getting a lot more gap power against lefties with this guy. 114. Yeehaw. He can play both corners of the outfield. He can play left. He can play right. Got a big arm out in the outfield. 107 on the arm. Goodness gracious. So definitely a lot to think about if you want to try playing this card. Do you play him in left? Do you play him in right? I think a lot of people might try to put him in right because of the arm he has out there. But I think because of the range, some people, might want to play him in left field. At least have the bat in the lineup in a little bit of a low-pressure defensive position as well. So definitely some interesting decisions to be made if someone wants to try to play this Chuck Klein. 56 speed, 86 stealing, and 71 base running as well. 61 sack bunt and 68 on the bunt for hit. In his career, he hit 320, 379, 543 with 300 career home runs, even with 1,201 RBI. He was a 2-time All-Star and an MVP in 1932. Finished second in MVP in 1931 and 1933. So he had a great stretch in the early 30s and was the batting champion in the 1933 season for the Phillies. So a very interesting card here. Chuck Klein from the Philadelphia Phillies in Perfect Team 23. Next up, we go to the diamond levels, and we have 94 overall, Clark Griffith. Not a bad looking card right here in terms of the movement. My goodness, that's some big movement right there. 63 stuff, 104 movement, and 81 control. Has a curveball, screwball, and a changeup. No fastball, curiously. A little bit better against lefties, actually, than he is against righties. Probably a product of that screwball, that 69 screwball that he has. 67 stuff against lefties, 109 movement against lefties, and 82 control against lefties. Now, Clark Griffith, in his career, he played mainly for the Chicago Colts. Then he played a little bit for the Chicago Orphans. That was before they were called the Cubs. He played a couple of seasons for the Chicago White Sox as well in 1901 and 1902. Had 24 wins with the White Sox in 1901. With the Chicago Orphans in 1898, he had a 1.88 ERA. Won the ERA title that year. Now, Clark Griffith, he didn't go into the Hall as a player. He went in as an executive, as he owned the Washington Senators from 1920 up until his death in October of 1955 at the age of 85. But a career 237 and 146 record with a 3.31 ERA in 20 seasons in baseball. Pretty good stuff right here for Mr. Griffith. 110 on the stamina, 24 on the hold runners as well. Alrighty, so there's Clark Griffith. He is in Perfect Team 23. Let's move on to our next diamond card. And we have Denny Lyons, peak card, third baseman. Very, very interesting bat here. You're going to get a lot of BABIP with this card. 96 BABIP with 97 BABIP against lefties, 95 BABIP against righties, 56 power, 68 avoid K, 96 contact, 100 gap power, and 77 on the eye. He played for the Philadelphia Athletics from 1886 to 1890. He played for the St. Louis Browns for a year, played with the New York Giants for a year, played with Pittsburgh for a few years. Was not a bad player whatsoever. Defensively, a little bit limited at third. 59 range, 67 error, 78 arm, and 68 on the turn double play. 64 speed, 77 stealing, and 70 base running as well. Not bad, not bad. 69 career triples for Mr. Lyons. He reached base by a hit or a walk in 52 consecutive bases in the 1887 season. Not bad, not bad. Career hitter of 310, 407, 442 with 62 homers and 756 RBI. So there you go, Denny Lyons in Perfect Team 23. All right, moving on to our next card of the evening. Oh, this is a fan favorite card right here. It is first baseman Bill Terry from the New York Giants. 77 BABIP, 73 power, 91 avoid K, 95 contact, 90 gap power, and 58 on the eye. Not bad, not a bad hitter. A little bit better against righties than he is against lefties. Definitely a lot better against righties. 77 BABIP, 73 power, 96 avoid K, 97 contact, 93 gap power, and 61 eye. Defensively, he is excellent over at first base. 70 range, 73 error, 63 arm, and 43 on the turn double play. Speed, stealing, and base running a little bit on the meh side. 33 speed, 70 stealing, and 52 on the base running. 78 sack bunt and 73 bunt for hit as well. But man, Bill Terry in his career, pretty darn good hitter. 341, 393, 506 on his career slash line with 154 home runs and 1,078 RBI in his career, which spanned from 1923 to 1936. He was a 3-time All-Star, won the batting title in the 1930 season with a .401 batting average. Insane. And he also won the 1933 series with the New York Giants. So not a bad card. Bill Terry in Perfect Team 23. All right, next up on the list tonight, we're going to go back to the pitcher's mound, and we have another interesting pitcher for you tonight. And we're going to go way back here to the 1870s for 98 overall, Al Spalding. Al Spalding, man, we're going in the way back machine with this one. 60 stuff, 106 movement, and 86 control. Splitty guy right here. 68 stuff against righties, 119 movement against righties, and 90 control against righties. Fastball, slider, curveball, splitter combo with 110 stamina and 68 on the hold runners. Now his career lasted from 1871 to 1877. Just was an insane pitcher for his era. 252 wins to 65 losses, a 2.13 career ERA, 2,886 in a third innings pitched, 4 straight seasons of 40 plus wins back in the 1870s. But you know, we all know the Spalding name better today as a sporting good guy. All right, Al Spalding, he was the co-founder of A.G. Spalding Sporting Goods Company, which we all know today as just Spalding. And Mr. Spalding, he also started a trend in baseball when he started wearing a baseball glove on the field. So he was one of the pioneers of baseball gloves as well. Pretty good stuff right here. Also, Al Spalding, he can kind of hit a little bit too. 88 BABIP, 10 power, 70 avoid K, 80 contact, 67 gap power, and 48 on the eye. So he's a decent contact hitter that can play first base a little bit as well. Career 313, 323, 379 hitter with 338 RBI. Pretty good stuff right there for Al Spalding. I believe if I look at his career record here, he played mainly in the National Association for the Boston Red Stockings and had a couple of seasons in the National League with the Chicago White Stockings. So pretty good stuff right there. All right, one more packable card for y'all tonight from our early eras set. And it is a perfect card, and it is 100 overall, Dutch Leonard from the Boston Red Stockings. 88 stuff, 106 movement, and 74 control. Has a fastball, curveball, and a screwball. Not a bad pitcher against righties. A little bit serviceable against lefties as well. Pretty good stuff right here. 101 stamina, 55 on the hold runners. Has 90 stuff, 108 movement, and 74 control against right-handed batters. So definitely that screwball really helping him with the reverse splits. But in his career from 1913 to 1925, had a 139 and 114 record, a 2.76 ERA, 1,160 strikeouts as well. He was a 2-time World Series champ, and in the 1914 season with the Red Sox, went 19-5 with a .96 ERA. Whew. Moly. Holy moly. So there you go. Dutch Leonard from the Boston Red Sox in Perfect Team 23. So I've been seeing a question coming up in the chat tonight. Missions. Beginning A missions. Are there missions? There better be missions. And you know what? I have an answer for you. And that answer is yes. That's right. We are going to have Dead Ball and Dead Ball and Rebirth missions coming your way once this stream is over, or at least a little bit after the stream is over. Now, I will say, the packable cards that we have shown off tonight, those will not be in any of those missions. So I will get that out of the way right now. They will not, I have gotten word that that the packable cards that we have seen will not be in those missions. So, there's going to be some missions. And what's missions without mission rewards? If you complete all of the missions that we will be releasing tonight for Dead Ball and Dead Ball and Rebirth cards, you will get number 1, Jim McCormick, right-handed peak card, mission edition card, 80 stuff, 101 movement, and 94 control. Little bit splitty toward right-handers, 86 stuff, 109 movement, 96 control. Against lefties, 73 stuff, 92 movement, 91 control. Fastball, curveball, changeup combo right there. 265 and 214 on the record career from 1878 to 1887. 243 on the ERA, 1,704 strikeouts. He was a two-time ERA champ in 1883 and 1884 and was also a player manager for the Cleveland Blues. Pretty good stuff there. 110 stamina in 29 on the hold runners. But you know what? What good is just having one card as a mission reward? What good is having just one card as a mission reward? How about 2? Paul Hines, center fielder, peak card, 100 overall. 95 BABIP, 59 power, 70 avoid K, 97 contact, 102 on the gap power, 75 on the eye. A little bit better against lefties than he is against righties. 97 BABIP, 62 power, 72 void K, 100 contact, 106 gap, and 79 on the eye. Also a little bit serviceable against righties as well. He can play center field and he can also play a little bit of first base. Look at the range out there in center field. 98 range on this guy. 72 error and 66 on the outfield arm. Has a little bit of speed, stealing, and base running as well. 72 speed, 75 stealing, and 74 on the base running. And of course, Paul Hines, a superstar in Perfect Team 22, finally has a 100 overall card here in this edition. In his career, 302, 340, 409 on the slash line, 57 homers, and 855 RBI. He was a two-time batting champ in 1878 and 1879, and was the first ever player to collect 6 hits in an extra inning game. Pretty cool stuff right there. All right, folks, there you go. Those 2 cards are going to be your mission rewards for this set. So we had some really good stuff. But you know what? Let's, know what? I need to rearrange some stuff real quick. Hang on a minute. Let's do boop, 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 boop. Let's kind of go backwards a little bit here. Yep, so there's a look at the list of the early era cards. Not bad. Not bad whatsoever. So before we head off for the evening, let's take a look at some tournament standings. And we start off with the tourney top 10 standings as they are right now, as of the morning of August 4th. So we have the Daily Perfect Draft tourneys, Emerald Blade 81, M the Bow, and Mr. Audit in the top 3, followed by Midnight Train, Usual Suspect, Greasy Frank, Aster 31, Water, Snailman, and JDOM 2013. So a very close race in the top 10 of the Daily Perfect Draft tournaments for this week. In the weekly Perfect Draft tournaments, we have the St. Giovese Vintners in first, the Harlem Diplomats in second, the Los Angeles Whigs in third place, followed by the Bellingham Bells, Portland Quins, Little Rock Boulders, Los Pollos Hermanos, One Luigi One, Bay Burrs Boys, and Midway. So a very tight race in the weekly Perfect Draft tournaments as well. Hang on, I am getting word that there might be a last-second thing coming. Interesting stuff. As for the daily traditional tournaments, this week right now, Bluebird Silver, number 1 with 128 points. Dragglefred in second with 109 points. CF Genesis in third with 97. Followed by PJ Sleaze, Waddy 3, Red Eclipse, Jake P316, KC86, RDT24, and Weasel. In the weekly traditional tournaments right now, Lock Robster in first place with 68 points. B-Jam in second with 49. Mike ABC with 44 points. Mad Matt, Baw 5, Ice T 22, Mac Jack, Snailman, Hundo Lane, and CF Genesis, rounding out the top 10. Alrighty, now let's take a look at who won in last week's tournaments. Congratulations to last week's tournament top 10. Baggy Illisk in the Daily Perfect Draft tournaments with 71 points, coming out on top. And that's PJ Sleaze in second, and his Massachusetts Master Batters with 65 points. Macho Man and the Macho Man Savages in third place with 64 points. Rounding out the top 10, J17 and the Chicago Jays. Tecmo Bo and the Tecmo Superb Owls. That's DSLFC, Chino 2, Clavette 2, Evil Corp, and Popo Clatch, rounding out the top 10. Then in the weekly Perfect Draft tournaments, we have Erie GM number 1, followed by Mac Jackson second with 40 points, Lonely Worm with 38 points, and that's Cookie, Polycarp, Shifted, Fat Caddy, Burt 1, Soxfan 22, and Isadafo 2, rounding out the top 10 in the weekly Perfect Draft tournaments. There we go. And then we have the daily traditional tournaments. Galoy coming out on top with 212 points. Weldon 06 and the Gouverneur Destroyers in second with 210 points. Dr. Sucks in the Walking Dead in third with 161 points. Dragglefred, Ace Tavallis, RDT24, Ace Rutherford, Warhawk 3, Khan, and Red Eclipse finishing in the top 10 of the daily traditional tournaments last week. Weekly traditional tournaments, we have Hip and Knee Doc, Lock Robster, X DeForest, Q Sports, Jake P316, Mike ABC, Snailman, Cookie, Baw 5, and C Steinhardt in the top 10. So there you go. That's going to do it for tonight's episode. And guess what, folks? We got word from our good buddy Alex in the chat. Because this is the Dead Ball era theme, early eras, guess what? We're enabling historical packs tonight. That's right, you will find historical packs in the card shop tonight. In the pack shop tonight to celebrate this wonderful collection. How's about that? We got plenty of prizes for you. Well, I don't know about prizes, but step right up here. We got some cards over here. Alrighty. So there you have it. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of This Week in Perfect Team. I have been DishNet34, signing out. Also, real quick, programming note, I'm going to try to save my voice for the Perfect Team Championship Series on Saturday. So there will not be an edition of the Weekly Showdown tomorrow night, unfortunately. It will return next week. I just kind of want to save my voice, so I'm at 100% and ready to go for the PTCS on Saturday. So, just a little bit of a programming note. There you go. All right, guys. Have a great day, everybody. This has been DishNet34. Signing out for WOTP 23.5.73.